If you've been wanting to add Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to your vehicle but didn't want to worry about an expensive and difficult installation, I might have just found the solution for you, and that is going to be this system that allows us to modernize any older vehicles with full Android and CarPlay capabilities and also a reversing camera. This is the Lamtto 9-inch wireless multimedia and navigation system. But before we get started, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this system in case you want to get one for yourself. And the first thing that I want to show you is that I have mounted this unit to the center of my vehicle using the included suction mount, but I could have potentially also used the sticky mount that they included as well. And on the main screen, we have several icons in the bottom that allows us to control the system. The very first one allows us to turn off the screen while the system is still working on the background, and we can bring the screen on again by tapping on the screen. We also have a brightness adjustment button in case we wanted to reduce or increase the brightness. We also have this button in the middle that gives us manual access to the reversing camera, and we can always go back home by pressing the little home icon. But also notice that when I put the car in reverse, the camera is automatically going to come on and we're going to have reverse guidelines. Now, in order for us to activate this mode, an optional red wire that is included in the kit has to be connected to the reversing taillights of the vehicle. And notice what happens when I put the car into D, the camera is going to turn off and we're going to go back to the main screen. And the next icon allows us to turn off the sound altogether or adjust the volume up or down as needed. Moving over to the main features of the unit, we get Apple CarPlay if you are an iPhone user, or in my case, we get Android Auto because I have an Android phone. And the functionality of Android Auto is going to be the same as if you were on a newer vehicle that is equipped with Android Auto, which is pretty cool. Now, you can always exit out of Android Auto by pressing on this button right here. It's a floating little button that allows us to go back home or adjust the volume or adjust the brightness. And I'll show you how to go back home by pressing the home icon. And for iPhone users, if you do not want to use CarPlay, you can also use AirPlay if you just wanted to stream something to this screen. And to get the audio from this unit, we get 4 potential options. And the very first one is just with the built-in speaker that's built in onto it. The second one is going to be with Bluetooth for iPhone. The third one is going to be with an FM tuner. We can select the station on here, then select that station on our car radio, and we have effectively connected this device to our car radio. And finally, the last one is with the auxiliary cable that they have included. We can connect this unit to our aftermarket stereo. But I also want to show you that if you did not want to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you just wanted to connect it to the Bluetooth of your phone to control Pandora or listen to music from your phone, they did give us an option on the left-hand side to access that functionality. As you can see right now, we are playing Bluetooth music from my phone and we can control it through here. Right now, the audio is coming from the built-in speaker, but as I showed you earlier, you can control the audio output with these 4 options that they're giving us in this menu. But also, let me show you the advanced settings of this unit by going into the settings menu, and we have 2 that affect the rear camera. If we do not want to use the rear camera, we can turn it off, but also, here's the cool part. We can adjust the reverse guidelines. Now, this is very convenient because now we can control how the guidelines appear, which are going to be different depending on your vehicle size. Notice how I have lined mine up so they line correctly with the sidewalk, and it's going to be saved on there so it comes up correctly the next time I use it. We also get a wallpaper option, but the wallpapers are pretty plain. They're almost all identical. I wish we had the option of being able to upload our own screensaver or wallpaper, but at least we get some ability to change that if desired. We can also adjust the driving position, whether the car's a left-hand drive or right-hand drive, and we can also change the language of this unit in case you wanted to change that from the default language. And we can also reset this unit to its factory settings, and we can also see the current firmware version that this unit is currently running. But I also want to show you a couple neat things about the mounting arm. On the back, we get one knob that allows us to move the monitor up and down and lock that position in place. Also, towards the front, we have another knob, and if I turn that knob, now we can move the display closer or further away from us and then lock that position in place. Then we also have another joint so we can potentially aim this display left to right, up or down, and then again lock that position in place. But also notice that because the mount is detachable, we can potentially turn that mount around, so now the suction cup is facing towards the top, and we can attach it to another surface such as our windshield instead instead of the dash in the position that I had it before, facing down. And if you decide to use the secondary mount, which uses high-strength double-sided tape to mount this to the vehicle, it attaches in the same way as the suction mount by sliding it onto the back of the display, and also allows us to flip the display either back or forwards or turn it left to right so we can see it better. And to power the system, they have included this cigarette lighter adapter plug with a USB-C type connector, and to connect the rear camera to the system in the front, they have included this very long extension cable, about 26 feet of length for us to play with. Now, as far as the rear camera, since it is waterproof, it could be potentially mounted outside of the vehicle or inside of the vehicle. Now, I have made a video showing how I run the wires for the rear camera to the outside of the car or to the inside of the car. I'll put a link to that video in the description down below in case you want to see that process. Or we can potentially, if we don't need the backup camera, we can leave that disconnected, which simplifies the installation process even further. So remember, I put a link to this system in the description down below in case you want to get one for yourself. And if you have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. And if you found any part of this video helpful, hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more cool car products coming up for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.